Good evening, everybody. I haven't started muted, even though there was some breathing going on. Just to kind of reassure people in the chat what was going on. I just ran downstairs, ran upstairs quickly. You know, there's nothing exciting going on here. I basically ate so many nachos, I'm a bit like struggling to breathe, you know. The missus did homemade nachos for dinner. Very good. Definitely ate too many. So the inhaler was out, you know. All that run now, just to make sure. I usually do it before I start streaming, just in case. The great fun of having asthma. So yeah, there you go. There's another world-class FPL intro to this FPL stream, talking about nachos, inhalers. You know, at some point we might talk about FPL. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see how it goes. The Man United shirt is on. I'm not even going to lie. I put this on just before the stream because, you know, just to carry on with the really useful FPL information. I was doing the washing not long before I came on stream. In fact, I carried on doing it while I set the stream up. So all my clothes are now away. And the Man United shirt, rather than put it in the wardrobe, I thought I'd put it on. It was a good day today. I'll be completely honest though, I barely saw any of the match. I was at puppy training classes again. I'm also going to be not away next weekend, but I'm not going to be able to watch the matches again on Sunday this weekend, which absolutely sucks. So I've still not seen what happened with the free kick for Man United. Some people tweeted me saying I shouldn't have commented on the penalty because I've not commented on the free kick. I've still not seen it, so I don't know what happened. I've seen the free kick, so I looked it up before I came on. But I don't know how it was won. Apparently it was dodgy, so fair enough, I'll take it. It was dodgy. Definitely a penalty, I'm afraid, though, so I guess it evened itself out a little bit. Shame we didn't get that penalty because, obviously, Bruno Fernandes would have taken it and definitely scored because he's probably the greatest midfielder on earth. And obviously McTominay, absolute legend, doing what he does. Gilmore essential. Anytime I hear about this Gilmore lad for Chelsea, I can't help but think about Happy Gilmore. That's it, really. So yeah, Happy Gilmore, clothes, inhalers. Probably going to be a good stream. In fact, maybe just tune out now. Who knows? So yeah, I'm just trying to think how much football I've actually seen this weekend. Been a busy weekend. FPL, I mean, I know a lot of people kind of downhearted about kind of how the double game week's gone, but at the end of the day, I think it's kind of gone how we expected. Obviously, Arsenal and Aubameyang not doing anything is maybe a little bit annoying, but we were talking about how West Ham were looking better recently, and maybe it wouldn't actually be that good of a fixture necessarily. Not to get anything that was frustrating. I mean, I watched that Arsenal game. One of the most tedious games I've watched all season. And sometimes, obviously, when you watch a game with an FPL player, you tend to focus on them quite a lot, or at least I do. Like if I've got a specific player, then I'll often watch where they are on the pitch. And it was horrible as an Aubameyang owner. He was pretty bad. Arsenal were pretty bad. West Ham were good, to be fair. It wasn't just Arsenal playing badly. It was also West Ham playing well. So yeah, it was just rubbish. Would I do it again? Of course I will. It's double game week, and you can still get something against Man City. Obviously, Man United made it look nice and easy today. Arsenal not quite as good, of course, but you never know. And look, I don't want to beat myself up too much. I'm definitely not beating myself up about bringing in. In fact, let me just put the team on. Definitely not beating myself up for bringing in Aubameyang because it's double game week. I'll do it every time. I did think about Mane, but it would have cost, I think, a -4 or maybe even a -8. So it's never going to happen. I do want him for game week 31, which is the reason I took Firmino out. Because I basically want Mane by game week 31. I may do it this week. I'm not sure about that yet. And obviously I played Stevens rather than take Traore out. Traore is now definitely a goner for me. There's not even a slight consideration about keeping him just because he missed another game. And there's just no way I can hold him going into for any longer, really. So I played Stevens instead. So I guess if I'm going to take a -8 for a player like De Bruyne or like Mane, and I played Stevens, that means that's 10 points they have to make up. Now, obviously, Mane's already done it, but it means I wouldn't have had Aubameyang. I would have captained Salah, so ultimately I would have been up, but whatever. Benching McCarthy, also no chance I'm beating myself up about that. Went for Henderson. Norwich had a... obviously, I know Sheffield United obviously had the FA Cup match as well, but Norwich had that tough game against Spurs. I just felt like that was the way. Although Henderson did have to make quite a few saves. But yeah, benching McCarthy, look, whatever, he got a penalty save. You can't kind of factor that in, really. It happens. I mean, obviously I'm a bit happy because I had Henderson. If I had a goalkeeper that blanked, a bit more frustrating. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this week went. It's still been quite low score. Sorry, I should say how it's gone, because obviously we still got, at the time of recording this, we've still got the Vardy game tomorrow, the Leicester game tomorrow on Monday. So we'll see if Vardy's back. We'll see if Harvey Barnes can get a hat-trick. And then obviously Man City, Arsenal on Wednesday. So we've still got Aubameyang to go. And who knows? Like, I'm not... obviously, the haul, if he was going to get a haul, you'd imagine it was going to be against West Ham. But I'm not completely worried that he... Worried's the wrong word. Like, of course I wanted something from West Ham, but I don't think it's game over for Aubameyang yet. Obviously, not expecting kind of 2 or 3 goals in that game for Aubameyang. And obviously those that went Salah or Mane captain, absolutely fair play to you. But even if he just gets 1 goal and a couple of bonus points, and suddenly you're up to 10 points, 20 with the captain, I'm okay with that. So it's not the end of the world. Obviously if he gets nothing, then yeah, complete failure. But we'll see how it goes. You can't keep benching McNeil. Look, I don't know. I'm not really sure why I did bench him. I mean, I was pretty hopeful of Southampton getting a clean sheet, which is why I played Stevens. I obviously didn't play McCarthy, but that's because I had Henderson. So, yeah, I think I should have played McNeil. Always play the attacker. I'm a bit annoyed at myself for even doing that, even with just like 2 points difference. But yeah, I will play McNeil going forward, I think, if I've got space for him. We'll see. I don't know if I'll play him this week. Maybe. Okay, that's my team. Let me just quickly bring up what the team looks like, and then we'll kind of do more whatever different topics that aren't just about my team. So this is how my team's looking right now. Obviously, I'm not going to play Traore. I'm going to play McNeil against that awful Man City team, I think. So that's probably what I'll do currently. Now, I might take Aubameyang out this week. I think the main problem with this week is who do I captain? Like Jimenez against West Ham, probably not going to happen. I could just go for Salah again. Aubameyang, if he stays, the reason I'm looking at getting rid of Aubameyang is I'm gonna in Gameweek 31 I'm gonna take a hit to bring Mane in anyway, so I could just do it this week. And the fact that Everton just got battered 4-0 by Chelsea makes me quite tempted to do it. So Aubameyang to Jota or Deeney, probably one of those two. Maybe Chris Wood, but probably not because he's got Man City. And then Mane in for Traore. So I could do that. That's a potential option. Or I could just take no hits and just play it as it is. I could do Ings to Jota and just have... I can't do Ings to Jota because I've got Traore in. So that's kind of why I want to take the hit. But we'll see. Aubameyang away to Brighton, I know. It was just so horrible to watch that match. They were so bad. I know Brighton's a whole different kind of team to how West Ham are, but... yeah. And I'm kind of tempted to do the Mane move early because some people will still be... I don't think anyone really thinks that Salah and Mane is not a good option, because of course it is now. But I've been saying for a few weeks now, if I had Mane, I would have captained him over Salah, which would have worked this week, maybe not the week before, but because he is lower owned and I want to get out the rankings, so I'm tempted to do the hit and captain Mane. But at the same time, captain Aubameyang is also differential because most people will go back to Liverpool players this week. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I tell you, my team not looking great this week, but I think I just have to ride it out, to be honest. Let me know in the chat if I should change the music or just keep this. I have like a playlist with 2 songs. It's literally, the playlist in Spotify is called 2 songs, and it's basically Candyland and Delicious, and that's it. I could put the other mix on, but I kind of like these songs. I don't know how loud it sounds to you. It doesn't sound that loud to me. So De Bruyne didn't play. I was happy about that. I know most of you probably aren't. A couple of things about that. One, obviously the Arsenal game was the better game anyway. Kind of already said before on the last stream, like Man United is a tough game. I know people think it's biased, but I actually think people are biased. What's the opposite of bias? Maybe they're just biased in a different way. Because they don't think Man United are very good at the moment, or have been for most of the season. They think they're going to lose matches, i.e. that makes them easy FPL opponents. But even if they were going to lose today, I don't think Man City were ever going to score a huge amount of goals. So, obviously, Arsenal was the better fixture, De Bruyne. I kind of went from when we first heard about De Bruyne, I was thinking he's not going to play, and then Pep kind of got a bit happier about it. And now the comments after the game is telling me he might not even play against Arsenal now. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping he comes on for at least a minute cameo because I want people to get blocked. Opposite biased, unbiased. No, I think they're kind of biased towards the wrong way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you're right. Unbiased is of course the opposite to bias, but that's not what I mean. But yeah, obviously Arsenal is the easier game for Man City at home as well, of course. But we'll have to see if De Bruyne plays now. I think I'm just going to risk going without him till at least game week 33. It's Burnley at home next. Let's see if he plays. And I think I'll probably just get Manny in ahead of him. Like, I just think it's Burnley at home. I mean, people are going to captain him. Are you going to be confident enough that he's going to play? Maybe he'll be fine. Blank, Liverpool at home. I'm just going to not go with him, I think. He could change my mind against Arsenal. Maybe he'll absolutely smash Arsenal. But like I said, it would have taken me 8 points to get him anyway. So we'll have to see. If he completely misses out, I'd say a lot of people will have bench points. So they're probably not too bothered either way at this point. Like, you'd think that Pep wouldn't want to rest him completely. He's going to get minutes between like now and the Real Madrid game. You wouldn't think he would just completely rest him unless the injury was bad and then just play him against Real Madrid. Confirmation bias, yeah, potentially, yeah. Thoughts on Mason Mount? So I'll be completely honest. I have not seen the Chelsea versus Everton game. I was out, like I said, I was at puppy classes. I went to do my shopping in Tesco because I know you guys like this interesting info. I mean, I think that's why you tune into this stream. It's not really for the FPL chat because let's be honest, I'm ranked 370k. It's to chat about my day. So I was doing the shopping in Tesco, and just as I got my trolley, annoyingly, the trolleys in the shopping centre wouldn't take my coin, so I had to go out in the pouring rain to get a trolley that would. That was already a bit annoying. And I put my phone on 4-0. Like, what the hell happened there? So I saw Mount a couple of weeks ago. I think it was actually against Man United. So I don't know how many weeks ago that was. I thought he looked pretty good, and he's been decent since. And I think it's Villa this week, right? I think. Let me just let me get the right screen up. Yeah, it's Villa away. So I mean, Villa is always a good fixture. So I like the idea of getting Chelsea players in, I guess, but that only depends if you've got room for them. Like, I don't think I'm going to be getting them in this week. So I'm going to plan for Game Week 31, and I know I've said don't want to get fixated on it, but I don't think bringing in Chelsea players this week is right for my team at the moment. So I've liked the look of Mount. I'm not going to pretend that I've seen him today, so I can't tell you how he was. But yeah, I like him, and I think he's a good price. So if you want that kind of price player, why not? Okay, stockpiling Tim Foos. Do you know what? All those Twitter and or social media posts about he came off on 59 minutes, did he? Oh, he's flagged with an injury. Well, there you go then. I'll have to wait and see what the deal is there. Yeah, stockpiling Tim Foos. I wasn't doing that, but I thought all those posts on social media about people like stockpiling soap and stuff was just a joke. And I got to the soap aisle, no soap, no hand soap at all. So like, that's great for the guys that have stockpiled it. Their hands are going to be super clean. I don't think they've realised that everyone else's hands have to be clean too. So, just give me some soap. Don't worry, we got some soap on the way home at an extortionate price from somewhere else. You'll be happy to know we are a household with soap. Mount's first goal for the last 18 game weeks. Yeah, he's not like a must buy, but I think if you're going to take a bit of a punt, especially like maybe for those that are kind of maybe wildcarding after game week 31 or something like that, and they've got space to bench him. It is Aston Villa. It's a good fixture. If he's back from injury, or if his injury isn't too bad, I don't know what the injury is, that could be decent. Cracking FPL insight. Look, like I said, this is why you're tuned in. It's for the soap talk. We've definitely talked more about non-FPL stuff than FPL stuff so far. Yeah, the 60-minute thing is always the same for FPL. You have to be on 60 minutes. Not the 60th minute. It has to hit 60 minutes, and that's it. Should we target a full starting 11 for the game week 31? I don't think it's look, of course it's better to have 11 than not in most cases, but you don't want to kill your team to get, like, if you've got 9 or 10, I think that's fine. Like, you don't, like, I'm not against taking hits to get to 11, but they've got to be players you want long term. Like, if you're just going to bring a player in for 31 that you then don't want to play or you're going to get rid of straight away, it's pointless. Bruno could have scored twice today if James and Marshall. Yeah, so I was out for a bit, coming back from Tesco, so I missed most of the first half, and then some family came over, so I couldn't watch the game then. So it was only 20 minutes. 20 minutes of the rest that I saw. So I basically saw Man United sitting massively deep. But you're right, James broke. This is the problem with Daniel James and why he should mostly be a squad player. Like, I like him, and I guess got a bit of potential there because of the pace, but ultimately decision making and the end product is not great. And obviously he's young, so that can be, hopefully you can work on that, but he shouldn't be playing as often as he probably is. But yeah, he kind of, I mean, he could have got a foul, but he carried on, absolutely great. And then Fernandes made a run, and there's so many times. It's not like Fernandes like ran offside either. There's so many times he held his run, he could have passed. Just didn't happen. Maybe you should panic by kiwi fruit. So I usually get a 4-pack, which is a bit annoying because I want them from Monday to Friday, but I only need them from Monday to Thursday this week. They didn't have any of the 4-packs, so I had to buy a 6-pack. So usually I need 5, and I only get 4. This time I needed 4, and I got 6. So I'm going to have more than one on one day. Not necessarily an issue, but a bit annoying. James is a headless chicken, what can you do? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, some of it is, some of football you can train. Some of it just comes naturally. I think he needs a bit of work on that. Ings out now, in my opinion. So I agree it's a good time for Ings to go. I mean, look, it's not massive insight to say that now is a good time for Ings to go. I've seen lots of people talk about it. Well, of course, people are going to say that now. He's scored once in 7 games. After Norwich, it's a blank and bad fixture. So I agree. I think it could be a good. Well, it is a good time to get rid of him. I'm going to keep him this week probably. Obviously, it all depends on your transfers. Your kind of team situation. I might just keep him for Norwich away. So I don't know if there's a player that I could bring in that's got massively better fixtures, either Jota against West Ham away or Deeney versus Leicester at home. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bother taking out Ings, to be honest, just for this match. I will probably have rid of him by Gameweek 31 though. You work at Tesco's and people would panic buying all the bread and hand soap. Yeah, so the soap was gone in the Tesco I went to, completely gone, the soap. The pasta was low as well. And the bread was kind of low, but to be honest, there was actually more bread than I thought. Ollie looked really annoyed at James when he squandered that Fernandes. Yeah, I think, look, at the end of the day, at the moment, the Man United team, like, Daniel James doesn't probably get into our first 11, but obviously we've got injuries and stuff. So, and there's a kind of strategy against Man City, etc., to play on the break with his pace. But yeah, there was another situation a bit further on where he was down the right and he could have passed the ball inwards to Fred. And I think it was Fred and Fernandes maybe, or Gala, I can't remember how late it was, up against 1 or 2 defenders and just didn't. Sterling is back. Yeah, Sterling missed a great chance. He's completely out of form at the moment for whatever reason. It could be, like, without trying to use a cliche, it could be one of those situations where he just needs to get a goal or 2 or a goal and assist and just get back into it. Maybe the form will come. And to be honest, as an England fan, I'm hoping it does. But yeah, I mean, he's 11.7 million. A punt for the double game week if you went for it. Frustrating, of course. He didn't do anything today, but it's Man United away, I guess. But it's just not worth a place in the team at the moment. I think Man City are really going to be interesting soon because obviously the league is done. We all know that. It's going to be confirmed in a few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how much more they rotate then. Can I please make a free hit concept draft for Game Week 31? So, yes, I can. Will I do it in this stream? No. But I probably will make that video as a separate video, maybe for Game Week 31. I'm not going to do it this week because, if people are free hitting, things could change this week. There's not too much point in doing it. I think ultimately, if you're going to free hit in 31, you've probably already decided or not. In which case, you're not going to do it this week anyway, so I'll try and do a video on that for Game Week 31 if I get time. Lundstrom, yeah, I mean, It's quite funny because I don't know how many of you watched the Team News live stream with me and Neil on Fantasy Football Scout. But I kind of joked that we've been talking about Lundstram every single week because people kept talking about how this might be the week he started. And then this week, I made the joke that we don't need to talk about him anymore because no one's talking about him. And then he starts and he gets an assist and 12 points or 11 points, something like that. So yeah, maybe he's back in now. Interesting from Wilder because he doesn't really change that team very often. So it's very hard to. I mean, I guess you just got to start him this week now against Newcastle. You've still got him, unless you've got better fixtures. But it seems like a pretty good time to play him. Oh, is it only 2 wins now for Liverpool? Obviously, I guess we beat Man City, so that helps. So 2 wins for Liverpool. So they could. Is that true though? Is it definitely 2 wins? Hang on, let me see if I can work it out. Unless everyone spams the chat saying, yeah, it's definitely 2 wins. So they are 25 points ahead. And City have got 10 games left. That's 30. 25 ahead. Yeah, so 2 wins. I think so. That sounds right. So they could win it in Gameweek 31. Tend to just get Mane this week. I seriously am. The only thing is, let's say you do get him. That's Man City away. He's probably going to play. Is that when it starts rotating? The thing is, you kind of want, ideally, from a Liverpool point of view, you want them to have high scoring draws. You want them to like draw 3-3 with Everton. And obviously, not if you've got double defence, maybe. But yeah, they could win it this week, couldn't they? I suppose if they win and City lose, probably unlikely for City to lose against Burnley, but you never know. So yeah, you want a couple of high scoring draws, really, because like what's going to happen around the Aston Villa game? Aston Villa at home. I really want Mane and Salah for that, but not if they're not gonna be playing. That could be interesting. The only thing is, I mean, I could even like try and sit here and make a case that I don't get. It's hard not to get Mane in for the blank because obviously there's only so many teams playing. But longer term, maybe there's an argument to not have Liverpool players. But who the hell would you get? Like, there just feels like there's no players that I want, especially in midfield. And maybe it's maybe I have to just start looking at cheaper players and not worrying about how much money there is in the bank. I think Man United triple up in Gameweek 32 is on for sure. Fernandes, 2 defenders, job done. Maybe Martial. Oh, the polls. I know I'm supposed to do them, aren't I? But I've done. Today was a busy day. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. If Man City lost against Arsenal and Burnley, because they play before Everton, don't they? Liverpool will be champions without playing Everton. Oh my god. Yeah. If Liverpool lose against Atletico, Salah, yeah, that's a good point actually. Once they're out of that, because they're already out of the FA Cup as well, then you think they would just keep playing them, wouldn't you? No reason. Okay, so I want Mane in. I want Man City to win the next couple of games without De Bruyne involvement, and I want Atletico to win. Job done. By the way, I saw a few people in the chat. FI Wizard just putting out there. I'm a Kiwi skin eating converted Cornish man. Great to hear with the skin on. And I saw someone else. I forgot the name. Someone else said it to me as well. I remember. Oh yeah, Andrew Hutchinson tried skin on the Kiwi this week. Definitely a convert. I'm telling you, get your Kiwi, cut the ends off, slight skinny bit at the end, and then just chop the rest of it up. Skin on. It's so good. And also, if you've seen the video by Jeff Nippard, better vitamins than bananas, apples, and oranges. Get it down here. You want a De Bruyne involvement. Yeah, but I don't. The only involvement I want from De Bruyne is a 1-minute cameo. I should say, by the way, I kind of talked about my team at the start. So I'm on a green arrow right now. It's like 416k to 370k. So it's currently a green arrow, not a massive one, but I think the way the week's gone, I'm kind of okay with that. So ever since the wildcard, it's pretty much been green arrow central, gone from like 1 million to 370,000, like 3 or 4 weeks. And I think my team is looking okay. So we'll have to see. I'm going to have to, I think one thing that's probably going to happen for me if I'm going to free hit in Game Week 37 is a few hits, I'd say. I don't think I can I don't think I can navigate the rest of the season without a few more hits. Lower teams are not all rollovers. Yeah, and obviously, even if even if Liverpool get knocked out of the Champions League and play kind of full strength teams, or a full strength team against other teams, yeah, they might not be. Once you're champions, maybe they're just not up for it anymore. Yeah, there's still records to chase, I suppose, Golden Boot and whatever, but I don't know. It's just not the same. I was actually chatting about the title one. I think I might have spoken about it on stream, but it's such a boring way to win. I know, I'm not saying this Liverpool team isn't great, because obviously it is. That's why it's boring, because just how good they are. It's very boring how they've won, and obviously Liverpool fans don't care. It's the first, not the first league title. I know, the first Premier League title. So obviously that's huge because they've been wanting that for ages, years and years and years. But it's such a boring way to win. If you could choose a way, you'd want the way City won their first one. The adrenaline, the buzz after that. Whereas now, they might win the title without playing another game. That's just, I don't know. It's just a rubbish way to win the league. But it doesn't matter. Obviously, Liverpool fans are not going to care. And I'm not trying to put that as a down on Liverpool. I'm just was chatting about it on Twitter. I think there's better ways to win games, or to win titles, whatever. If you could always choose how you, for example, the England World Cup game when we played Colombia, was Colombia the penalty shootout we won? Of course, a comfortable 3 or 4-0 win would have been good, but winning the penalty shootout finally, the save from Pickford, that is the way. I didn't want the penalty shootout, but when we won it, that was such a good way to win it. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, they're going to win anyway, so they don't care. But someone that just reminded me of what we're chatting about on Twitter. Free hit 31, get it down, yeah. Got to get it down, yeah. Get the Kiwis down, yeah. Winning at Goodison Park would be nice, yeah. But I mean, it's one now anyway. They could be celebrating. I know they can't say that in the media, but there's definitely plans being made for celebrations. You can't tell me the players aren't. Wish we could win at every game 5-0. You say that, but that is don't get me wrong. If Man United were smashing every team 5-0 right now, it would be great. Don't get me wrong, but that would get a bit would it get tedious? I think it would get a bit tedious. You want game football is exciting when it comes down to last minute or that last little bit of genius or something like that. Again, not trying to put it down. This Liverpool team is great. It's ridiculous how many points they are ahead. How they've got best right back, best centre back, probably the best left back, best front three, arguably. Yeah, probably best front three. It's a great team, but it's not really. I'm not to put it down on what they've won it. It's just how you win it, I suppose. Coronavirus will stop the trophy parade. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, let's stop talking about Liverpool and how good they are. Man United got Bruno Fernandes now. Let's see what happens next year. Who's coming? Come on, triple up on Man United Gameweek 32. Who's up for that? You think free hit 31 is to go? Ignore it and get whoever you want into your team. The thing is, yeah, I do agree to a certain extent, but I'm just thinking, right? I'm not free hitting in Gameweek 31. Who do I want in my team now who doesn't play in Gameweek 31? That's what I'm thinking. I don't. I want Mane. And to do that, I need to get rid of Aubameyang. And, I could go for Calvert-Lewin, but I don't know if I really want him massively ahead of Jota or Deeney anyway. Deeney's been in great form too. So I feel like I'm not breaking my team up completely to kind of manage Game Week 31, which is why I'm doing it. And I don't even think getting Foster or Pope in is that bad of an idea, to be honest. So I'm not gonna free hit. I've pretty much decided that. Firmino ain't that great. That's a whole different conversation. We could probably. You're probably not talking about FPL, so we won't go into that now. I disagree. The problem with I could talk about this for a while, but it's not best for this stream. I find the argument, the debate pretty boring, but the whole is Firmino good because he's not scored enough goals? But you're comparing Firmino in a side which is kind of set up to play the way he plays versus a striker in another team which is there to score goals. It's a bit of a not pointless comparison, but ultimately it's just point scoring on Twitter. Did I see Antonio with Arsenal? He's very good and unlucky. Looks like Traore's brother. I think Antonio has looked good since that Liverpool game. I think I said that in the last stream. And yeah, West Ham should have definitely scored against Arsenal. There was Antonio like 3 yards out. I can't remember who the other one was. I think Haller was it, went close. And for Arsenal, Socrates should have scored as well from bloody Aubameyang assist. That would have been nice. The only what I will say is there are a couple of players I'm not going to have. Like I would like Doherty, but I'm not going to have him because I've already got Bolly. So I'm not going to have the perfect Game Week 31 team. But I just think McNeil's fine. Taylor is fine to hold. I've said this already. Taylor's fine to hold. I'm going to have Mane, Salah, Trent. Like at the moment, I think I'm fine with those ones. So McNeil, Taylor, 3 Liverpool, Bolly, Jimenez. I'll probably have Jota. That's 8. I'll probably get a goalkeeper. That's 9. And I might do Ings Sadini. That's 10. I'm probably okay with that, to be honest. I'll bench Fernandes and Barnes. Job done. How's it going, Tips? I mean, it is a bit crazy that Firmino hasn't scored at home for like a year. Don't get me wrong. And he really should have scored in the last few weeks. But I think just to compare him to a straight-up striker and say X has scored more goals, it's like... you just can't really compare in some cases. It's like actually, like a bit of a guilt. I actually quite like, for whatever reason, even though again they're pointless, I quite like the combined 11 discussions. You know, like Man United are playing Man City. What's the best combined 11? Obviously, mostly Man City players, whatever. But it's like when you do it with Liverpool and Man City, for example. Well, if you take Salah and Mane, you have to take Firmino. Like obviously, Aguero's a bit different now. He's he's not. I don't want to say he's not the same player he was, but Aguero in his prime, you'd probably want him ahead of Firmino, right? But when you're playing Liverpool's front three, you kind of need Firmino. So that's when the conversation just gets a bit, again, pointless. There's probably a better word, whatever. Why Ings to Deeney over Wood if you have Taylor in defence? The thing is, you can't have the perfect team, and I've got to decide who I want going forward. I might get Wood because I'm not necessarily going to do the transfer this week. And Burnley's fixtures are okay after that. I prefer Watford's fixtures, to be honest. I'm not just thinking about Game Week 31. I get your point, though. I am going to have defenders playing attackers, but it happens. Taylor's a bit attacking. Can just hope for the best, I suppose. Williams on your bench with a nice 6 points. Yeah, I mean, a few people have got Man United players or Williams on the bench. At the end of the day, you couldn't guarantee he would start, although... he has started in those kind of games a few times now. And also, as much as I said it would be hard for City to score, I didn't think they would score no goals. So, if you bench Williams, whatever, you can't really beat yourself up about that. Gorav, you currently have all chips and wildcard. Already have 8 Game Week 31 players, so we'll get to 10. When to play a triple captain? I mean, I would have probably played the triple captain this week, to be completely honest. I know, in hindsight, obviously that's a bad idea. That's probably when I would have played it. I kind of get why people didn't. The triple captain is tricky. I mean, probably, to be honest, you're either going to have to play it in a single game week or you're going to have to take a punt on because by the sounds of it, there will be double game weeks that are small, like maybe in game week 33, 35, 36, something like that. We don't know yet, but that could be the time to play it. But it doesn't sound like they're going to be exciting fixtures. That's it. Like you might be putting a triple captain on like a Sheffield United defender or something. Maybe Lundstrom. So it's hard now. if you kept all your chips. I mean, it's like a good first world problem to have though. Would I get Jota over Deeney if I could? Probably, yeah. The thing I really like about Jota is it's Bournemouth at home in Game Week 31. And I think Wolves fixtures... I mean, Wolves are just a good team anyway. But yeah, it's Villa after that. Arsenal at home. Look, I think Wolves could win that. Not easily, but they could win that. Sheffield United, Everton. The fixtures aren't amazing afterwards, but they're pretty good. And obviously there's still... oh, Jesus. Pressing the wrong buttons there. There's still a chance, obviously, they could get into Champions League place as well. So they're only 5 points behind Chelsea. That's what I was checking there. 2 points behind Man United. So the fight for top 4 is, especially if Leicester lose tomorrow, I don't think it's that likely, but Leicester lose tomorrow, the battle for top 4 is pretty interesting and good for FPL as well. We should say you want teams that are still playing for something. Obviously, players can still do well, and obviously there's Euros and stuff that people are competing for places for if it goes ahead. But yeah, you probably want people to have something to play for. You'll make 9 in Gameweek 31 with 1 hit. Yeah, what am I? I'm not counting Traore, so I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 Liverpool, 2 Wolves, 2 Burnley. So if I take a -4, I can get 3 more. So that's 9. I might take a -4 this week and maybe not take one next week, or maybe take another one. I don't know. I might take 2 hits over the next 2 weeks and get 10. I think I might change the goalkeeper. I need to see who might have a double game week though. I guess because Henderson's blanking, he'll definitely have a double game week. So I might switch McCarthy to Pope or probably Foster. Leicester need to watch out. Could be tight. Man United will get 3rd, and Chelsea, Leicester, and the rest will fight 4. I mean, Man United are in a really good place right now. Fernandes has completely changed the team. They just look happier as well. Obviously, you don't always know what's going on in the background, but they just look a bit more like a team. I even saw people talking on Twitter about even if Pogba's back, they shouldn't. I mean, he will get straight back into the team, but people are kind of discussing that he shouldn't right now because it's such a good kind of team ethic there. And Fernandes is just. There's so many good things. He's not just a class player, but it's how well he kind of organises the attack. He gets on people's back. He's telling them where to press. He's telling them where to go, where to pass the ball. And obviously, I've said a few times for other teams, obviously Fernandes is not there to help the defence. But when you've got someone like that can control the ball and get us on the attack a bit more, obviously, I keep saying, when you're attacking, you're not defending, so it helps there as well. So Man United are definitely in a good spot, and after the blank, they got good fixtures as well. Yes, one of the things obviously to say for the rest of the season, if a team has got good fixtures, as in, obviously bottom of the table teams like Villa and Watford, whoever it might be, then yes, they are playing teams that are fighting for their lives, which could be tough. But I sometimes also think the opposite is they're down there for a reason. So. Yeah, it's a good time for Man United, I think. Coming into... They're playing well. They've got a few wins under the belt now, good performances, and coming into a set of good fixtures. So top 4 is going to be interesting. I just answered your question now, am I psychic? I don't think so, because I don't know what your question was. If I was psychic, I guess I would know. What's up, Donovan? I was planning on possibly taking Mount out of my team. You kept him since game week 7. Wow. Chelsea have great features. Get rid or keep. We were actually talking earlier about him. I mean, it's Villa. It's Villa away. I guess if he's fit to play, you got to go for it. Yeah, of course. Henderson will have 2 double game weeks. Yeah, so I've got to get rid of McCarthy for. I got to get rid of McCarthy, I think. How did Man United stumble on? I mean, they've been going after him for ages. Excuse me. Yeah, he does have. He's got a bit of an engine as well, and he likes to tackle too, which is brilliant. Good answer. I generally don't know what your question was. Best forwards for Game Week 31. I think it's got to be Jota Jimenez, obviously. Deeney, Wood. I don't think there's really any other options. I mean, let's look at them, right? So Spurs, they haven't got a striker right now. Troy Parrott's not going to be playing. West Ham, there's Haller, but I think Antonio is a better option midfielder. Deeney, Burnley, Watford, Deeney, Burnley, Wood, good options. Firmino for Liverpool, no. Crystal Palace, Benteke, Ayew might be okay, but then he's playing Liverpool, so then maybe Callum Wilson if you want a massive pump, but I'll be back in the old clean sheet for Bolly there. I've just realised as well, by the way, I watched Arsenal versus West Ham this week because it was on in Ireland at 3 o'clock. I've just realised next weekend, although I won't be able to watch it, but the 3 p.m. game is Arsenal again. So will they be just as awful? Stay tuned to find out. There's only 2 games on in Game Week 31, by the way. Why is there no 3 p.m. game in Ireland? That's rubbish. In Game Week 31. Henderson plays Man United, won the double games. Good point. Good point, yeah. So you can't play that one. So he has only got one double game. I'll have to look then to see which is better, McCarthy or Henderson. I haven't really given it too much thought right now because I don't need to get the goalkeeper until 31. I'll just play Henderson this week. I'm pretty happy. Will Harvey Barnes give us points? Debatable. I mean, it's a great fixture, so you never know. I'm hoping so. You're free hitting in Game Week 31. Have 2 free transfers this week. Should you use both of them this week? Because I'll lose one if I don't use them. Do you always go back to one transfer? Once you use your wildcard or your free hit, you always have one transfer the next week. Doesn't matter if you got 1 or 2 the week before. Should you definitely use them this week? If you need to use them, yes. Like, I wouldn't force yourself to use both of them. If you can make one transfer and be extremely happy with the team and don't need to use the other one, then you could just lose it. But yeah, if you're thinking about 2 transfers and you're worried about having them after 3 hit, you can't have them. So yeah, get rid of them. Ali could be a good option. I think Ali is probably the best option from Spurs. Keep Egan. Yeah, I could split it. Keep Egan. Get rid of Henderson. I have to give it some more thought. I'm not giving that a huge amount of thought right now. I'm kind of probably a bit too fixated on Game Week 31. Where can you see price rises? So I mean, basically, I use FPL statistics to see if the prices are going to rise. I'd say that's where I would use. I don't really check that often. And then on Twitter, I follow FPL status. So I think is the best for price rise because it's all automated. So yeah, that's what I do. Ireland, I am in Galway. Oh god. The place where no matter what the weather is in Ireland, it's always raining, basically. It's 8. Yeah, I'd say look, 8 plus players is enough for Game Week 31, depending on who the players are. Do you know what I mean? If you've got 8 players and you're saying like one of them's Traore, well, I would say that's 7 players. You know, I've got Bolly. I mean, he got 2 bonus points. 8 points was nice. Obviously, I'd rather have Doherty, but I'm not discounting Bolly as a non-Game Week 31 player. But obviously, I could have better, I would say. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I can't remember who said earlier about. I think it was Gorav about triple captain, but you could free hit in Game Week 38 if your team is okay for the rest of the weeks. The cool thing about Game Week 38, especially if like a lot of the league is done, is like a lot of the times managers kind of give clues about who's going to start. They'll say like, look, X player. I don't know. Like as an example, right, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could turn like top 4's done. I mean, I don't think it's going to necessarily be that done by then. But let's say for example, top 4's done. Man United are going to finish wherever they're going to finish, no matter what happens in Game Week 38. And Solskjaer might say something like, "Look, Igalo, he's done really well since he's been here. He's kind of his attitude's been great, even though he's been on the bench for a lot of the games. So I'm going to give him a run out." You kind of get that kind of info sometimes in Game Week 38. So it's an interesting time to free hit in Game Week 38. You could completely get it wrong, of course, but same as every other week. Am I going to make Bristol? I am not going to be in Bristol next Saturday. I'm doing a charity walk instead. A 10-miler. How few pairs can you get away with 31? I wouldn't really want less than 8, I don't think. Because I know look, you can sit here and say that there's not many games, there's not many options, but once you go 3 Wolves, 3 Liverpool, that's already 6 before you even start looking at the rest of the teams. And I think most people have got 3 Liverpool. I don't, but that's going to change. Would I keep De Bruyne and Aguero? I mean, if I had them, I probably would because it's Burnley. Longer term, like I'm not interested in Aguero at all. And De Bruyne, I think. I mean, let's see what happens at Arsenal. I think obviously you'd want him for Burnley at home if he's going to play. And they do have good fixtures after Game Week 32. But I think the problem is there's so much that can happen between now and when their fixtures get good again that I don't know. Like we just don't know like what rotation's going to be like. Are they still going to be in the Champions League? Will Real Madrid come back? Will Atletico win? We're going to know so much more in a couple of weeks. We'll have to, I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see, I suppose. Isn't there 6 teams playing in Game Week 31? There's 8 playing in Game Week 31. I think I said the 6 other teams. Am I meeting the Hail Cheaters guys in London? I'm not. I don't live in London. Everything seems to happen in London, so it's a bit of it's a minor inconvenience to be living on Ireland. But I love Ireland. I don't have to live in London, so there's upsides. Did you waste your triple captain on Aubameyang? Not if he smashes it against Man City. I think the games in 31 are so unpredictable apart from the Liverpool game, so you're okay with 9 players. Yeah, honestly, I can't sit here and tell you exactly how they're going to go. But like Burnley versus Watford, that just feels to me like a low score. Like if I look at that fixture I'm looking at it right now on the FPL screen. You can't see this, but I'm on the FPL screen. I can see Burnley versus Watford. That just screams out that could be really low scoring. Then again, maybe someone scores in the opening minute and it completely opens up. You just don't know. But I would say that's quite low scoring. I think Wolves versus Bournemouth is a good fixture. I wouldn't just say Liverpool's the only one. I do think Wolves versus Bournemouth is a great fixture. And Spurs versus West Ham. I mean, Mourinho rocked up to bloody Burnley with 5 centre-backs on the pitch. So, I mean, what's he going to do against West Ham? I just don't know. I get what you mean, unpredictable. But, like, Burnley-Watford could be open-ended, like, maybe. But I think open-ended, that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I look at it and, yeah. I think it could be low scoring. You're right, though. I guess the fact that I'm in an iron over it means it is kind of a little bit unpredictable. I've run out of water. I need some more. Is Jota's hot streak over? I mean, it's literally over, as in, like, he didn't score this week, but I don't know, I still think he looks good going forward. I wouldn't want to like judge too much after like last week, basically. I'm probably gonna have I'm actually probably gonna have Sarr. No, am I gonna have Sarr actually? Aubameyang and Traore to Jota and Mane, and then maybe Barnes to Sarr and Ings to Deeney, and I don't know if I'm going to have Sarr actually. Don't know. I'm either going to have. I'd have to take a -8, I think, to get Sarr and Deeney. So I mean, potentially I could have Foster, Sarr, Deeney, McNeil, Taylor in that match. Ings gets one more game for me. I don't think he necessarily has to. If you want to get rid. Would I double up on Jota and Jimenez in Game 3? I almost certainly will, I think. I think Wood or Deeney. I'd probably go for Wood if I was free hitting, but I'm probably going to get Deeney for the bit more longer term. Today you have much more light on you, that's why you're thirsty, and your forehead shining. My forehead always shines though. Maybe it's because I'm sat so close. The light's like here. I've always got the same light on. Yeah, Physio, I saw your 32 score. It was fine. It wasn't quite 33 points for the bench boost, but you tried. That's all that matters. Do I ever get bored of FPL? Not really. Obviously, it's easier to be kind of enthusiastic about it when it's going well. I mean, I'm 370k and I'm still sat here having a good time, so... Jesus, what are all these tap on my photo rubbish? I feel like tapping on your photo will get me in trouble. Am I still of the opinion that hit... Oh, I love this. Am I still of the opinion that a hit in a blank game is effectively a 2-point hit, not 4 points? So, yes, but only if you want to keep that player long term. Or you really don't want the player that you're taking out long term. Because if you... this is a... exaggerated example, right? But in game week 31, if I had 10 players playing, and to get the 11th one, I took out Fernandez for whoever, Sarr. Let's just say Sarr. That's probably about it. I don't know. Let's say... Let me see who's playing. Give an example here. I'm trying to find... Okay, let's say I did Fernandez to Fraser at Bournemouth. I wouldn't count that. I would count that as a -4 because I would want Fernandez straight back. I don't really want Fraser. So, yes, but no. No, but yes. They're very clever, these bots. Very impressed. Double game weeks most of the time disappoint. I don't know if they do. They most of the time disappoint. Do they? Like, what double game weeks have we had so far? The Liverpool one. Okay, look, Manny got injured. Frustrating. This one, we kind of knew that Man City were going to be potentially no good with rotation. And look, Arsenal did rubbish against West Ham. But when you say they're not going to be any good, you're talking about double game weeks with lots of games. I'm not having this that double game weeks are rubbish just yet. Granted, Man City players' rotation they always are, you know. How good do I think Bruno is likely to be? I mean, it feels like he's already pretty great. Can he get better? Maybe. I don't know what I was going to say after that, to be honest. I can't remember what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought halfway through there. How good do I think he can be? I mean, look, we've not got a full strength team yet. Like, you know, Rashford should be in there. Pogba, I mean, he's probably gone. I think most of us know that. Rashford in there, maybe get another kind of central midfielder, maybe get a better winger as well than James. Then who knows? Like, he's not got the best team around him right now, and he's already kind of transformed that Man United team. And look, teams go through purple patches. We saw Man United do this last year and then be awful for most of this season. So it's hard to say right now, but he looks great. And he's kind of coming with big expectations. It feels like he's kind of... I really can't articulate. You'd think after 3 years of streaming I could articulate better, but it's mostly why I just talk about Kiwis. He's kind of like he's kind of like it's big. It's still big to come to Man United, right? And he's like he has so much like weight on his shoulders, and he's just got on with it, you know. It must be great for him because he's already a fan favourite, and so is Igalo, by the way. I love Igalo. Massive Man United fan, comes in, gets on with it. I think he's looked okay when he's played as well. Granted, he's not had the most amount of minutes against the hardest teams. I don't know. There's something about Igalo. I kind of wish he feels like a great squad player because he's an okay player who we don't need to play every week, but he wants to be there. So when he comes on, he's got the right attitude. I think that's one thing with Solskjaer's transfer so far. Like I feel like he's mostly got the right players in. There's no way Pogba and Bruno could play together. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Can you filter out keywords? I can. What words are they using? Yeah, do you know what? I probably can. I can't. I don't think I can filter out their names. That's the problem. Let me see. Let me see. They are pretty annoying, I'll give you that. I can't do it now. It's not working. Let's talk Kiwis. That'd be good. Yeah, I can't do it right now. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming. Would I get rid of Robertson? I mean, double Liverpool defence doesn't look great right now, to be honest. Maybe a 10-minute follow before you can talk like Twitch does. Yeah, I don't think I can do that on YouTube though. Nothing seems to be working very well. I mean, I can enable members only chat, but that wouldn't be what I need, to be honest. Sorry, people. Do I think Rashford will be a midfielder next season? Yes. If does YouTube allow capture on chat? I don't think so. There's a settings page I can look at stuff like that, but it's not working. I'll try and look for it after the stream. Basically, Rashford has to be a midfielder next year. If FPL don't change the way they list players, like Salah and Mane will continue being midfielders. Firmino will continue being a striker, which means Rashford has to be a midfielder and Martial has to be a forward. Simple as that. I don't think there's any argument about that. The only way that doesn't happen is if FPL change how they list players. Otherwise, 100% Rashford midfielder, Martial striker. Top chat over live chat might be good. I'm on top chat now. Yeah, it's on top chat. I think the problem is it's not filtering their names and they're just talking about normal stuff. I think that's the problem. I'll try and look into it after this, but I'm definitely going to forget, just so you know. Plan is to keep McNeil for now. Danny was the man. Thanks very much. Thanks to everyone that's trying to do that, trying to moderate. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you've got Leicester players, I hope they do well as long as they're called Harvey Barnes. I'm hoping Aubameyang gets a hat-trick on Wednesday. I'll probably do the videos at normal times this week. I know like people like me to delay them because of the fact the week hasn't finished, but you know, FPL videos just can't wait, you know. So yeah, I'll have the normal stuff on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll stream again on Thursday. So obviously the game will be over by then. We can go through all these questions again, talk about Kiwis. I'll let you know how my shopping trips have been, although I don't usually do shopping during the week. So yeah. Yeah, like the stream if you haven't already. Oh, quick shout out to the patrons. Thanks very much. Apologies for not giving you a shout out. All the codes went out for the March League already, by the way. So if you've not already got them, check your Patreon messages. And yes, I named the league wrong. I'm sorry. I'm just going to leave it as is because people have already joined. I don't want to redo it and have you all join again. So thanks very much to everyone that's supporting on Patreon. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description below. You can join the Slack channel and then you get the league code for April and May towards the end of the season as well. So make sure you check that out. Thanks to everyone that's signed up so far. Have a good night. What's my plans on the chip? Gameweek 37, free hit, bam, job done. If I don't need it, we'll go for Gameweek 38. You're off to wash your hands. I can't wash my hands because Tesco didn't have any soap. Just going to be dirty for the rest of my life now. All the Kiwi talk is attracting sex best. Yeah, pretty much. All right, I'm going to go. Like the video, be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. And please, if you're a bot, stop spamming me chat. See you later, everyone. Goodbye.